Now we shall begin properly.
Listen to my story.
You know what I like about this song? I'll admit that this is not usually one of my favorite tracks. I think it's because you hear it so much and it has such an identity already. But it's kind of so good at what it does, I never seek it out. I don't tend to like the sort of like soft soap opera-esque piano stuff in Final Fantasy that you hear a lot in the 13 trilogy. But this song is so good at what it does. It's pretty undeniable. What I like about it is that it's mostly this piano melody, right? That is just kind of walking. And it really feels like you're walking down this path and going up and going down. There's ups and downs, just like the journey. And then there's different little piano melodies that kind of come in and kind of join in. And it's like as your party's growing and the things that they're dealing with. And it has like a hopeful quality to it, but there is this sort of sad eventuality. Like, you know that because of the structure of the melody and the chords, that it's leading you somewhere that's going to be sad, but you're trying to enjoy it on the way. I think it really couldn't have done a better job of capturing the emotive feeling of that journey. It's a great theme. Not one I like to toss on and just listen to, but it's one that sort of stops you in your tracks. Thank you very much, Final Fantasy X and Nobuo Uematsu. All right, next up is from Castlevania, Circle of the Moon, Awake. This is a TechWorks cover. Is that what we want? We want a TechWorks cover of it? If you are the one that nominated this and you didn't want the cover version, let me know. Here we go. Oh my god. That was so good. I mean, this is from... this is definitely from an era where you needed to say a lot immediately. The music of Castlevania being born on the NES, the Genesis, Super Nintendo. They have to get their message out. And it has to be catchy. It has to be a mode of like... This is only a 2.5 minute clip. It went through the whole range of everything in about 90 seconds. Just stunning. Just, this is, I believe, the Dorian scale, which is used a lot in video games to, it has this kind of a sad, it's supposed to be like a minor scale with one note raised that makes it sound heroic. Like you're fighting something. They use it a lot in Mega Man. Any of these, any Castlevania games use it a lot. This is so good. I wonder who composed this one. Let's find out later. Next up, from another iconic game from 2001. I won't even tell you. I'm going to let you listen to it. The game. Oh man, this is very, very heavily influenced by what Hans Zimmer was doing in the 90s. The soundtracks he did. If you like this, check out the soundtracks to The Rock, Broken Arrow, and I think he did Crimson Tide. All these sort of military, hyper-masculine, really kind of urgent with that military snare beat behind it. The lone kind of military trumpets, you know, the marching snare, but then mixed with this kind of like futuristic spy, like low sub bass drops and kind of like glitch percussion. Awesome. What a good theme. This is the theme that he ripped off though, right? The composer? The Russian guys exposed him in some video with Kojima watching. Kojima just laughs. This is on Twitch, yep. Twitch and DLive and Facebook. Thank you, Metal Gear Solid 2, for your services. Next up, another track from Silent Hill. I like it. Pretty good for a little novelty song. Is that based on like another melody in the game that they just put the dog stuff over? I'm assuming that this is sort of, they say this is the dog ending, so it seems like with these Japanese horror games, they sort of encourage people to like keep replaying them, try to get a better ranking, finish it in a different way, lots of unlockables. Last few seconds of something great, okay. Wonderful. Just in case you didn't know that was Japanese, the main melody was a dog barking, and that ending. Next up, something North American from Naughty Dog. Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex. Level 5 compactor reactor. There's so many really fun instrumentation choices, and it manages to like keep kind of bouncing from sort of like different keys, and it's kind of one of those songs that doesn't feel like it's going forward. It feels like it's kind of just picking a spot and kind of rising up and picking a spot and rising up. It feels like a platformer, like it's hopping from one section here and kind of doing zany, quirky things. It wouldn't be hard to imagine that this is from a Crash Bandicoot game, or some kind of like quirky platformer with a fun attitude to it. Really well done. Even the synth stuff doesn't sound too bad. For 2001, there was a lot of bad fake stuff going on. But they were also really happy to, I think they were using DVDs at the time, and they'd already been using CDs for a while, so there was that ability to like really fit on the highest quality stuff possible. Claudio, nice to see you, buddy. We are back. El Azul. First of a minecart section, followed by a lab. This is one of your picks, along with 2 Xanakant. Fantastic. Next up, a Capcom classic. Well, a Capcom thing. Interesting track. Sort of like industrial rock techno. Lot of guitar. Kind of like a bit too like wanky guitar for my liking. But I like all the like sort of like Streets of Rage keyboards in the background. Those are pretty fun. It does have like a nice, hopeful vibe. It actually kind of sounds like a Sonic song. And funnily enough, you'll never guess what's next. Wanky. Yeah, wanky is like, you know, like this. It's when someone's on the guitar and they're just kind of playing to please themselves. That's wanky. This is nice, though. Very 2001 dance influenced. Next up. Speaking of wanky. I'm just imagining Mario jumping around slowly, smiling, riding Yoshi. You know, when this song started, and even when I just saw that it was a late Sonic song, I thought, oh no, this is going to be more kind of wanky guitar. But this totally won me over. I like the singer's personality. I like his... I like the little dramatic way there's like some dramatic chord progressions in it. It's like a super fun... It sounds like it belongs in some kind of a montage from a late 80s, early 90s movie. And some really fun rock performance in it. It sounds like the band is having a hell of a time, especially the drummer. Pretty cool. That was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Next up, as you can see on the screen, is Super Monkey Ball. That's pretty good. I love that bass line, the way it's mixed like a hard little nugget. It sounds like the little monkey ball bouncing around, and then I like these long synths that just, and they kind of feel like they're oscillating, which reminds me of the levels and all the different obstacles that are sort of moving across that you're trying to avoid. Really fun, really different. Very sort of like that weird alien robotic Japanese type of dance music. Reminds you of the FFX2 soundtrack. Very nice Super Monkey Ball. Very nice. Next up, this is from Golden Sun. Wonderful. Well, hey, Derek, thank you very much for the sub. That's really kind. Did you have a request you wanted to get in here from 2001? You can think about it and let us know. Really appreciate that, Derek. Good to have you. Next up, after Golden Sun. That was oh yeah, I guess we should talk about that track that we just had as well. Definitely has that, I like the Game Boy Advance sounds, the way that they use those, kind of sound like a Super Nintendo on steroids. There's a lot of drums in this track. Yeah, man. It's a pretty positive place. People of all types. It's pretty chill. I love those flute sounds and then those arpeggios. They're so old school and they immediately perk my ears up. I think flute's one of the best things you can do for MIDI. It just sounds very natural. It's easier to make a flute sound natural, a MIDI flute, than say a violin or trumpets. Trumpets are really hard. This is a pretty nuts. This must be like a boss theme or something. Just like unrelenting bass. All right, next up is. Wait a second. Is it another track from Spy Fox 3? Another one?
It's getting hot down here, underneath all this sun. I'm burning up down here, and I'm telling you it ain't no fun. So many clouds of stuff released into the air. I'm telling you right now it's warming up and it ain't no fair. Stop burning up the ozone layer, you call yourself quite a player. Like a fish swimming out of a pond, baby, where has all the ozone gone? Oh, the rice gets lost its head, time to wake up and get out of bed. Spraying chemicals at the sun, baby, where has all the ozone gone? I tried to find some shade away from all this heat, but when I walked outside, my shoes, they melted off my feet. I tried to find some ice to cool off all my toes, but even in the Arctic, all the ice it done unfroze. Stop burning off the ozone layer, you call yourself quite a player. Like a fish swimming out of a pond, baby, where has all the ozone gone? Oh, the ice cap's lost its head, time to wake up and get out of bed. Spraying chemicals at the sun, baby, where has all the ozone gone? I look for some help to stop polluting all the skies, but it seems that the people have gone deaf from all my cry. Stop burning up the ozone layer, you call yourself quite a player. Like a fish swimming out of a pond, baby, where has all the ozone gone?
Oh my god, that is a... I don't want to say schizophrenic song, but it's got a lot of variety to it. There's a lot of big ass wanky solos today. Sort of like this hip hop, kind of industrial, like hip hop nerd beat. Almost like rap lyrics. There's just a lot of character in it. It's like something you hear in a musical where it can just like flip off, from place to place. It also sounds like he's saying like a bitch coming out of the pond. Okay, that was crazy. All right, let's take a little break now from the music, and we're gonna take a look at the games that came out in 2001. We'll see what the best-selling games were. All right, and while we're doing that, let's play a little track. I've already played Besaid Island from Final Fantasy X. I've already played Wandering Flame. I want a nice chill theme. I mean, Besaid Island is the most chill. Let's do that. Oh, and Derek, when you think of one, let me know. Unless you've already written it in the chat and I've missed it. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. I get the message, song. Thank you very much. Yes. Wonderful. Okay, let's take a look at best-selling games from 2001. 2001 best-selling video games. Ha 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 ha. Ba-da-da-da-bop-bop-bop-bop. 2001 setting a record for sales with Grand Theft Auto 3. Madden NFL 2002 was the second most selling. You had a Pokemon game that year, Pokemon Crystal. Metal Gear Solid 2 at number 4. Super Mario Advance. This is when they started putting the NES and Super Nintendo games on the Game Boy Advance, which at the time was a pretty big deal to have these sort of like perfect ports on a handheld. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, always a big seller. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 at 7 and 8. Number 9, Pokemon Silver. Number 10, Driver 2. So a huge year. That's just for console and handheld. On the PC, number 1 was The Sims. So this is when The Sims was selling, Grand Theft Auto 3 was selling. You were getting such a more of a diverse crowd. I think you're bringing in a lot more mainstream gamers to Grand Theft Auto 3 because of its... people, I think, just hadn't seen that really accessible sandbox game that just dealt with sort of, it was like for the people that think Scarface is an amazing movie. You know, go around, you can shoot people, and you can just play that game for 3 or 4 minutes at a time, and it's really, really fun. And then The Sims. I mean, everybody played The Sims. I played The Sims. My girlfriend played The Sims, and she doesn't play video games. Also on the PC that year, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Diablo 2, the expansion, Lord of Destruction, 3 Sims expansion packs, Diablo 2 itself, Sim Theme Park, people accidentally buying that thinking it's The Sims, and then Age of Empires, Age of Kings. What a friggin' year for games. 2001. I haven't seen Scarface either. I've heard enough of people quoting it that I feel like I don't need to see it. And, you know, games going more mainstream, it's a good thing because a rising tide rises all boats. There's more variety to games than ever. Games are cheaper than ever. People making smaller, more niche games are getting a chance. It does mean that a lot of the AAA games tend to be, they've kind of been slowly, like, dumbed down in a way. But they're still, if you want to play Baldur's Gate, there's a new Baldur's Gate game, you know. If I don't like the recent, if I'm not a big fan of the, you know, new God of War, there's games that will fill basically whatever void you're looking for. All right, back to our top 20. This one, also a repeat on the list, repeat game. This is, again, from Silent Hill 2. This is called, I don't know, but it's from Silent Hill 2. Null Moon. Yeah, I think so too. Ooh, and it grows. Very nice. Another fantastic track from Silent Bloody Hill 2. Just, God, I'm just so impressed with how unique they make all their soundtracks. But still, but not unique in the way of like, oh, they did a happy-go-lucky techno J-pop soundtrack for their horror game. No, it's unique, but it still feels creepy and scary in a way that no one has ever tried before, but totally works. Way to go. Next up, a very, very, very epic track. Are you ready for it? Are you ready to face Seymour? Are you ready, Yuna? If you will not marry me, we will fight. Kill them. Wow. That is definitely an underrated track. That splash cymbal is so obnoxious and works so well. It's like an alarm going off. And just like shredding on the keys on this organ. It gives it a really kind of grand cathedral feel, but there's this like rock beat behind it. Like prog drums. It's kind of like spacey synthy, like these kind of like tingly things. Gives it this feeling of this is a boss. You're going to be facing all kinds of things, multiple phases. There's going to be layers of attack coming at you, and this character's sort of a mix of like a god of something kind of exotic, but something really powerful. Because it's not like an evil sounding track for most of it, until it gets to that part where it's like bum bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum 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 ba-dum, bum. And then I love the way that those rhythms, they become polyrhythms where they're different rhythms are still interacting with each other. It's just so cool. This part here sounds like straight out of a Sonic game. I have to listen to that build one more time. I think it comes after this more like evil part here. We'll do this evil transition and then that big build I have to hear one more time. I'm gonna listen to it on my big speakers. Good bloody God. How bloody awesome was that? Woo! That is super underrated. Oh, Prince, you gotta play it, buddy boy. One thing about when you went against Seymour, you started listening to the song before you ended up summoning Anima. Just give him the chance, Anima style. Then use Oblivion against him and killed him. Oh, I need a chill song after that one. Hopefully, Lena put one in. Nope. Next up is a Mega Man X5 song. Oh boy, get ready. Okay, a little bit of a palate cleanser. A moment of silence as we transition the tracks. Get ready for Mega Man X5. That's an interesting thing about the song is it feels like it's sort of pushing ahead, like it's kind of tripping over itself. It almost feels like it's speeding up in some parts, or not, just the way that they switch up the rhythm. Not bad. I'm way more of a fan of the earlier Mega Man stuff, but even at their most sort of, even at their worst, the Mega Man tracks are always definitely listenable. 2001, not your year for video game music. Hard to pick. I thought so too. I usually like to pick a tune to open the stream with, and because I don't pick any of these ones. And I just ended up going with Final Fantasy X. So I thought, for some reason, only to Xanarkin was on this list from 2001. Well, come on, what are you guys doing? What are you bloody doing? All right, now for something completely different. I'm guessing this is a Prince pick. This is called... I'll just show you. Freddy Fish 5. Freddy Fish 5. The Case of the Creature of Coral Cove. The Curse or the Case? The Case of the Creature of Coral Cove. Over 75 awards of excellence. Is this a learning game or something? He's got all these keys on his fin. Everybody's happy. Let's give it a listen.
You, the crustacean with the spiny back and a little hat, on the ocean floor of a huge planet, rotating around and around and around and around. Don't look up, you might throw up. Yeah. Yeah, it's the crab dance. It's the crab scuttle. Mud the waters. Check out the crab dance. Muddy waters. It's the crab that I can't see. The crab dance. Crab dance. It's the crab dance. Yeah. It's the crab dance. Felt groovy. Saw a movie. Felt groovy. With an orange in my thumb. Saw a movie.
Uh-huh. That was a nice little bass line. Crab dance. Yeah, I was trying to find high-quality waves of the music from NHL 98. I love that soundtrack, but I don't want to listen to MP3s. Whenever you try downloading Final Fantasy X, you're kind of hindered by already knowing the story. Oh, but that's the best part about Final Fantasy X, is that knowing the end gives you a different viewpoint as you go through. Because the first time you play the game, you're playing through Tidus's eyes.
Tidus.
And the second time, you're playing through Auron's eyes. It's fantastic. Well, that was something. Freddy Fish 5. The Creature of the Coral Cove. Next up. Phoenix Wright. Man, Phoenix Wright music always impresses me. It's really fun. It's really tense. Really thoughtful. It just creates a whole kind of world to listen to, and such a range of Oh, you can just tell me which one it is, Kuniv. Kuniv. I can look it up. It's like, it's not the kind of music you would expect in a courtroom game, but then I guess it being a game and gamifying it, it gives it this is like the Contra version of, like Konami's Contra version of courtroom drama. Really cool. And it never gives up that tension. I wonder when this track plays. Investigation cornered. Aha! It looks like Kazuya from Tekken. Wonderful. Next up, Sonic Adventure 2. Whoa, the bass! This is a good track. Man, that's such a cool intro. That like really grindy bass. Calling it as like a skateboard snowboarding track is really, really accurate. It kind of, to me, it sounds like something you'd hear in Tony Hawk at the beginning. Like the music, the instrumentation of it is very sort of skater snowboard, and then the vocals give it this kind of cheesy thing, like a high school drama from something aimed at tweens. Like them kind of having a party when their parents are away, and then them getting in trouble at the end and dancing around together and having a montage. I'm trying to find a really high quality version of your Diablo track. The only one I found was 240p, which is not good enough for me. Ace Combat Zero, Diablo. Share my friend. The accent sounds weird, like they don't, like English isn't their first language. Alright, next track. From Sonic, we go to Mario. Mario Party 3. Well, I'm down with this. This is really nice. When I saw Mario Party, I thought it was going to be lots of like bouncy, crazy foolishness, but this is very, very chill. This is like music that comes on and says, "You've been playing for too long. It's time for everyone to have a bathroom break." I saw 2004 for next week's theme. I'm down for that if we haven't done it already. I love the year ones. That was a beautiful, beautiful piece from Mario Party 3. Just nice and chill. Gorgeous. Check this out. Loading.
This is gonna be very, very interesting.
Welcome to SSX Tricky. This is going to be fun.
This is going to be fun, they say. All right, let's try out Ace Combat for our new buddy Derek, who was kind enough to subscribe to the channel on Twitch, where subscribe means yes. All right, Ace Combat 0, El Diablo. That's a really nice fusion of traditional Spanish classical and percussion with, to me, sort of like Russian choir. Oh! How crazy is that this is in sort of like a flight... these games are kind of simmy. They're not like arcade flight games. They're slightly simmy, right? It's right in, if you take Space Invaders and Microsoft Flight Sim, it's right in the middle. You know, TIE Fighter is over here, and then Ace Combat's there. This is awesome. That was the joke, Chris. Man, the guitar, the flamenco guitar, is so traditionally done. Like, the right instruments, the right players, the right tone. Nice. Wow. What a ballsy move by the composer to go with this for a military flight game. Oof. I mean, this is more what you'd expect. This like sad military deal, maybe with the classical guitars, but then to go full on rock with that, and not just sort of tap out and go with like big taiko drums. Oh, the wind outside my window is carrying the leaves, dancing through the breeze to this song. Yeah, I'll check it out. There's an Ace Combat on, because they've been around for a long time, right? Ace Combat. Sort of been around since like PS1 or PS2. What did you think of Squadrons? I'm about 5 missions in, and it's been pretty solid, been pretty interesting. Squadrons is a bit cheesy with the dialogue, but I don't really worry about the story too much. It's more how the missions unfold, and they're pretty fun. Yeah, it's a slightly cheaper than full price game, but the actual gameplay is pretty full on to me. Well, that was that. The best music of 2001 plus a 12-minute track from Ace Combat Zero El Diablo as a welcome to our new friend Derek. Next week, best songs of 2004.